07 Star Citizens. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I hope you've all had a chance to get into 3.19, which went into open wave yesterday. Now, we've had a chance to play 3.19 for a little bit now, and there's an update that's happened in it that I think not enough people are talking about that has massive connotations for PvP and PvE gameplay. So even if PvP isn't the gameplay style for you, this still matters a lot. One thing I hear a lot from players is that pirates and PvP players don't really have anywhere to go themselves, at the very least until Pyro is released. And this comes not only from PvP players who are looking for more immersive content for themselves, but also from PvE players who want there to be a situation where they don't have to constantly be looking behind their back. Because as it stands right now in live, everywhere is a PvP zone. And so for the longest time, the only way that we've really been able to experience that is with the Jump Town dynamic event. But as I'm sure you're aware, that is few and far between. Sometimes it can be 6 months without seeing a dynamic event. And so we've been longing for more PvP content, but also multi-crew PvP and ground-based PvP. Well, CRG came up with something in 3.19 that really gets the ball rolling and shows us exactly what we could expect to see in the future. So first, let's talk about Ghost Hollow. If you didn't know, which turns out to be a surprising amount of people, in 3.17.2 last year, they introduced the Reclaimer Rex. These are some very, very incredibly well-made and set-dressed areas across Stanton, both in space and on ground at Microtech. The big appeal to them is that they kind of tell a story. They've got really fun traversal puzzles. Now, these Rex, as awesome as they are, in live currently only have some very basic missions. We have a very easy delivery mission, as well as an eliminate all hostiles mission. Now, I'm not saying these aren't fun, but it felt like the areas weren't living up to their full potential. So now we have a new designated PvP mission at Ghost Hollow. And I have to say, it is a ton of fun. Here's how the mission works. You can get this mission to pop up in your personal tab whenever Microtech's comlink is hacked, which you can do yourself. Once you do have the mission active, you get told to head over to Ghost Hollow. But keep in mind, this mission, when it pops, is available for everyone. It's kind of like its own small mini dynamic event. So when you approach, expect resistance. When you arrive there, you're going to notice that there's a bunch of Ninetales around the wreck. Which, as an aside, I think is a really good detail to leave in there for this mission, especially if people run in solo, just to add a little bit of risk to it. Once you do dispatch enough Ninetales, head inside to the Rex and you'll find 2 terminals, one in either side of the Reclaimer. It is important to know how these work, because if you can do this right, you can actually make about 250,000 UEC in 10 minutes, even if you have a high crime stat. When you do go to activate the terminal, you'll see it start to spool up and then start pooling up a bunch of UEC. When you first turn it on, you're going to notice that it says something about 50% efficiency. Well, if you go and activate the other terminal, you'll notice that the efficiency jumps up to 100%, meaning you're getting double the amount of credits in half the time. As the money in these machines starts to go up, it'll also increase the rate. So as you get to about 75,000, it'll take about half as much time for it to get to 125,000. At any point during this, you can hit the withdraw button, at which point it starts a small loading screen and starts to put it into your account. You will also notice after withdrawal that these machines will go into a cooldown mode. And this changes depending on how much UEC you take out. The more, the longer it takes. Right now in the current PTU build, they go up to 125,000 UEC, and then it takes about 45 minutes for them to return and allow you to do it again. But if you combine both of those, 250,000 in 10 minutes is a very, very good payday. Even for a couple of players, you can do it pretty quickly. Now, at any point while you are getting this UEC, you've got to be careful. Someone could come and eliminate you and change user to themselves. So you're constantly fighting over these terminals. So the reason that this entire system is great is because it allows us to have this one area that's basically going to be constantly in PvP. You're either going to have people taking down the comm array, going down there to fight pirates, being pirates, trying to take the money, and there's actual like decent incentive to do so as well. Plus, not to mention, the fact that it's all one location means there's loot to be had, there's salvage to be had. Now, there were some concerns I had about this mission. Firstly, I was thinking about how, the Reclaimer is actually really, really easy to camp if you need to, but they have a system in place to sort of alleviate that. If you want to operate both of the machines, you have to constantly be running back and forth and reconnecting them. And in the course of doing so, you've got to run into big open areas where you don't really have cover, so you've got to be on the lookout. I will say though, right now, an A2 bomb will kill you, even if you are inside the reclaimers, which is a bit disappointing. I'm hoping that that's a bug rather than intended, because otherwise it'll become too easy. One other thing that I think they need to rebalance is the 45-minute cooldown. Now, I know making 250,000 UEC in 10 minutes is incredibly quick and incredibly profitable. However, I think 45 minutes is just far too long to not be able to do anything there. Imagine that you're in the situation where you've come down for the mission, there's no one there, you're ready to get going, and there's like a 42-minute timer because someone just left. Well, you've just wasted your time getting there and there's nothing really for you to do now. So what I would hope they would do instead is maybe a little bit less of a payout, but also a significantly lowered cooldown time. Something like 75,000 UEC max per terminal, but only like a 20-minute cooldown. I think by doing that, you'll actually get it to be a bit more of a hotspot. You'll have people wanting to lock it down, kind of like what we see in Jumptown. So let's talk about what this gameplay implies. If you've been around Star Citizen for long enough, you know that anytime a feature comes out, it tends to be a patch, maybe 2 patches later, we see that feature implemented way more. And this feature feels like it'd be really easy to implement in places like the new bunkers or multiple rec sites, like the 600 Iron MSR rec site or the extra ones that we know are coming later this year. And it kind of incentivizes other PvP gameplay as well. Like, you are incentivized to go and turn on the comlink. However, I do think that they should increase the payout for that with this feature in mind. It's very simple, it's very easy, and so I think it could be a precursor to even data running, where instead of getting that UEC delivered to your Mobiglass, you're getting data that you can then sell or give to a mission giver. So that's the mission. Another pretty good feature of 3.19, which really is shaping up to be my favorite patch of like over 2 years. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a like, subscribe to see more Star Citizen videos, and I really want to say thank you everyone for watching my video that I released earlier this week. It was absolutely amazing what happened. It kind of blew up, and all it really was me talking about the mining changes. So if you want to find out some more stuff about the changes coming to 3.19, which is absolutely massive for the mining gameplay loop, then make sure you check out that video. And comment below about what kind of missions you would like to see over the next couple of months. I'm going to try to make some more consistent videos about the game that I absolutely love. Thank you guys. That's it from me. See you later. Do some clicking back and forth. Whoa.
I started hitting road charge, I pulled off.